Welcome to Travel Talk.
Welcome back to Travel Talk, and today we are starting a whole new series on this channel called Let's Plan a Trip, where the only rule is that we keep the cost below $1,000. And the way that this series is going to work is that I am going to show you how I plan a trip, what sites I go to when looking for tickets and accommodation, as well as just how I make my decisions while I am working on planning a trip. So where are we going to go first? As you know, I am going to Austria in less than a month now. I've already planned that trip, but just for fun, let's plan a trip. Let's go to Salzburg, Austria for less than $1,000. The first thing we need after we choose a destination is a plane ticket. So let's get on Google here and get ourselves a plane ticket. The first thing that we're going to do is open up an incognito tab because we do not want those websites tracking us so that every time we come back they quote us higher and higher prices. So let's go ahead and open that up now, and let's go to my sites that I like to go to. We got Kiwi, Just Fly, Skyscanner, and Cheapo Air. We could also do Google Flights if you want, but I'm not going to. Anyways, so we're going to go from Los Angeles to Salzburg. We're going to leave on September 10th. We're going to come back on September 18th. Search. Okay. As you can see, I've already looked this up once. I also looked up Munich. I was hoping Munich would be cheaper. It turned out that it wasn't. So, not going to fly there. Yes, I'm looking at my keyboard when I type. Anyways, so Salzburg, from Los Angeles to Salzburg, these travel times look okay. 28 hours and 24 hours, $584. That's a fantastic price to get into Europe from the United States. So let's have a look-see at these layovers. Can we do them? Let's see. This ticket is going to take you from Los Angeles to Stockholm. Have a 6-hour layover there. That's perfectly fine, because the way Kiwi does their layovers is that they give you separate tickets for each leg of your trip, meaning you have to go through immigration, leave the airport, wait in line, get your ticket, go back through airport security, and then go off to your plane. That can take a while sometimes, so you want at least 2-3 hours of layover when you buy a ticket through this site. If it says, I know they have plenty of them where the layover is only like an hour or something, and it says, your transfer is guaranteed by Kiwi.com, but I don't want to get left somewhere, so I don't trust that. I haven't tried it. I don't know anyone that's tried it with that such a short transfer. But if somebody else out there wants to risk it and try it, and let me know how that goes, awesome. But I'm not going to get stranded somewhere. Anyways, then they fly from Stockholm to Vienna, and you have another 6-hour layover in Vienna. That's actually a lot of time. You could go into the city and look at Vienna a little bit. Bet you this would be even cheaper if we flew to Vienna instead of Salzburg, but I wanted to go to Salzburg. So I was feeling Salzburg. Anyways, then you go from Vienna and you take a train from Vienna to Salzburg, which is 2.5 hours on the train, and then you're in Salzburg, and you're there for 6 nights. And then on the way back, we've got a 2-hour layover from the bus to the flight. That's plenty of time for a domestic flight because you're going to fly from Stuttgart to Copenhagen, so that won't be a big deal. You can do that in 2 hours. And then you've got 4 hours in Copenhagen, which is also totally fine. You won't go through immigration or anything since you're still in the EU. You'll just leave the airport and come back and go through airport security and then get on the plane from Copenhagen to Los Angeles. All right, so this is going to be our ticket. I'm not going to book this ticket because I already have a plane ticket taking me out to Austria next month. I just wanted to show you my process. So what do we've got here? $584. That is our plane ticket. Let's get ourselves a little spreadsheet out here. I know this is the last thing anyone wants to open. It's terrifying. I'm going to do a real basic one here just to add it all up when I'm done. Get out of here, Just Fly, with your ads. Okay. Oh, I didn't even look at the other ones yet. Okay, Just Fly, Salzburg, $848. That's a lot more than $584. So we're not going to choose that one. Skyscanner, your cheapest is $1,300 with Skyscanner. That's a direct flight though. That's a direct flight. You won't be doing any of these transfers or anything, or hoping to make your connections. But that's a huge cost. That's more than double the cost of the ticket that we're getting to go to the same place just about 10 hours faster without any transfers. To me, that's not worth it. I'm fine with sitting at 3 or 4 different airports on the way to where I'm going for 3 to 4 hours at a time. That's not a problem for me. I'd much rather save, $800 or so than do that. And plus, this busts our entire budget for the whole trip. So, can't do that one. What about Cheapo Air? $860. That was a little bit better than Just Fly. No, it's not. It's not better. Apparently, I can't remember. Cheapo Air's got $860. That's not great. We're not going to do that either because that does not leave us enough money to pay for hotel and food and at least one excursion. So, no, no, and no. So $584. We're leaving on Tuesday, September 10th, coming back on Wednesday, September 18th. And we're flying out to Salzburg for $584. Now let's go find ourselves a hostel. For this, I like to go to Hostel World. Go over to Hostel World. Let's see, what do they got? Salzburg, Austria. And we are, when are we landing there? Okay, so we are going to arrive September 11th at 8 a.m., which means that you're going to be leaving your bags at the hostel and exploring the city until 3 p.m., maybe till just 1, or hanging out in the hostel common area, taking a nap on the couch or something, whatever you feel like. Usually I go exploring, even though I'm exhausted, but that's okay. Coming out on the 18th, 1 guest, not 2. Let's go! Let's see what they've got. So, I don't always choose the cheapest hostels. I like to choose ones that have good ratings. Like all these, they'll have great ratings that I'm seeing. The lowest is a 7.9. That's $100 a night. No thanks. Nope, not happening. So I'm going to sort by price. All right, we've got a new one that's got $22 a night. Wolfgang's managed by A&O. I know this company A&O. I've stayed with them before at different locations. I could take that one, no problem. There's Yoho International Youth Hostel in Salzburg. That's got a 9 or an 8.9. It's basically a 9. From 13,000 reviews for $29. That's, not much more than 22. I could do that as well. But let's do a quick, you know what? Let's just see what the difference would be. So it's 138 versus 174. So going with Wolfgang's, this new hostel that doesn't have any reviews yet in Salzburg versus Yoho would save us a total of $36. Now that could be risky, given you don't know anything about this location. You could do a little more research on them and maybe find some information. Maybe some of it is good, maybe something is bad about it. I don't know. For the sake of time, I'm not going to worry about $36. I'm going to go with the hostel that's got an 8.9 for $29 a night. And that's going to be $174, I think. Yep, $174. And that's what we're going to put in our spreadsheet there for our cost of our hostel. Anyways, so now those are your 2 biggest costs already. So let's sum them up. I know I don't need this to do that, but so we're at $758. So that leaves us with a total of $242 for the rest of our trip, which is kind of fantastic. That leaves you with quite a lot of money to do things with in Salzburg. You can explore the city for free. There's definitely a walking tour. There's walking tours in almost every European city that are free. You just need to tip $5 or $6 to I mean, you could even tip less than that if you don't have money. It's not a huge deal. The tour guides are quite happy to take even $2 or $3. It's not a big deal. Plenty of people sneak off without paying anything, which is totally rude because that person they spent 3 hours explaining to you the history and things that make the city special, and then you're just like, see ya. So that's rude. Don't do that. So now we've got $242 left that we get to play with when we are in Salzburg. That means that we get to have a nice meal. That's probably going to be about 30 to 40 euros, one of those. The rest of the days, I would budget out maybe 10 or 11 euros to eat. Don't spend a lot of money eating. You're not there, unless that's what you're there for, okay? I shouldn't say that. If that's what you're there for, eat. So we've got our flight for $584, our hostel for $174, comes out to a total of $758. That leaves us with $242 left to play with. That's quite a lot of money for 6 days. In terms of food, you won't spend more than $80 to $100 of that on food, and that's if you are not very frugal about it. If you are frugal about it, I usually try to budget about $10, $11 per day for food, and then I give myself like one really nice meal when I'm out, which would come out to usually about $30, $40 for that meal. And for a trip for 6 days, $11 a day is going to come out to $66, and then another $30 for a nice meal. So you're going to have about $96 of that you're going to spend on food potentially. So we'll have 146 left over after that for other things that we want to do. Maybe you want to travel off to Munich. Maybe you want to go to Vienna for a day. I don't think I would. I think I'd say Vienna for its own trip because Vienna honestly deserves its own trip. So I'm going to get rid of that one. We're not going to Vienna. So 154, so we got $146 that we get to play with after you've fed yourself, after you've got somewhere to stay, you've got your flight. Salzburg is not a very big city. You probably won't need to use a lot of public transportation, so you've got $146 left over to do whatever you want with. It could be an excursion somewhere nearby. You could go, I'm sure you can see some museums off that price. I don't know how much it would cost, but the castle, that beautiful castle on the mountain there, right in the middle of town, I'm sure it costs money to get in there. You can afford to do it with $146 left over. So we can get to Salzburg, have somewhere to stay, feed ourselves, enjoy all the free tourist things like walking the city, doing those free tours that every city offers, and I'm sure a great number of other things that I haven't researched yet regarding Salzburg that you could do for free. That's something that I always do, is look up what is free to do in a city. Usually I just walk around the city for 2 or 3 days, and it's just fantastic. I love doing that. I like doing that. I like just walking around aimlessly. If you like that too, this is a great way to travel. But you can do all of that for a grand total of $854, leaving you $146 for other fun things to do. And if you have just a little bit more money than $1,000, you can have a lot to play with there in terms of what you'll be able to do, the things you'll be able to see, extra cities that you can visit that are nearby. Salzburg is right on the border with Germany. There's a lot of places you can go to see and a lot of things that you can do. As you can see, it is entirely possible for you to take a trip all the way to Salzburg, Austria, spend a week, enjoy yourself, absorbing culture and their city, and just having a fantastic time for less than $1,000.
If you like this content and you'd like to see more like it, please like, comment, and subscribe.